We are essentially a hostage to our environment as children. And that means that we don't get to pick our families. And quite frankly, as children, we don't understand that it's not healthy. It's the only normal that we know. So when you grow up in an environment that has any imperfections at all, and they all do, we have to learn to survive in a way that might not be the healthiest for us to behave as adults. And a lot of people get stuck in those unhealthy patterns as adults because they don't realize that what they think is normal is actually extremely unhealthy. It takes a special kind of person. This work is not for the faint of heart. It takes a special kind of person to recognize, like, hey, this isn't serving me anymore. I don't want to live this way anymore. So slowly, as we do the work and we watch the reels and we learn the things, we start to recognize that the way that we're living is not healthy, and we want it to be different. So we start doing things differently, and it feels very uncomfortable. So then we weed out a whole nother bunch of people. You get the people who now I can see what I'm doing wrong. That's one group of people. Then you have another group of people that gets even smaller. Like, I'm going to do something different. And then they realize how uncomfortable doing something different is. And then you have another group of people who only the ones that made it in the next group of people who are like, okay, I understand that if I keep doing something that's uncomfortable, it will slowly start to become comfortable. Because remember, the nervous system doesn't know the difference between familiar and comfort. It recognizes them the same way. So what's familiar, if it was unhealthy, that's what our nervous system gravitates towards. Our nervous system wants to be comfortable, and it thinks that familiar is comfortable. It's not. Comfortable and familiar are not the same thing. We have to retrain our brains to recognize that what is now safe is not comfortable. In order to create a new foundation of healthy people, of a healthy dynamic, healthy communication style, healthy boundaries, we have to do really uncomfortable shit. And in the beginning, it really sucks. It starts with establishing first. I think the first step is going to always be we have to learn who's healthy and who's not. And the best way to do that is to learn how to set boundaries. Once we learn what is a healthy boundary for me, what's going to happen is slowly, as we repeat that boundary, that uncomfortable boundary, we're no longer serving the people around us. We are loving the people around us and hoping that they love us back. But I'm not going to continue to give myself to you at my own expense. I'm going to do the things that I can for you without harming myself. But I'm going to start learning how to ask myself, am I sacrificing myself to be there for you right now? Or am I here for you because I want to be here for you and I have the time to be here for you? And once I stop making those sacrifices and start just showing up authentically the way that I want to, the way that I'm comfortable, the way that doesn't take away from my own safety and my own well-being, if you still love me, then you actually loved me. But if that's not going to, if I'm getting resistance from you because now I'm setting new boundaries to protect myself, clearly you're not capable of loving me the way that I deserve to be loved. So I'm going to have to accept an exit stage left. That ultimately, like, the trash is going to take itself out. So you either accept the new boundaries or you don't. And that's how I'm going to discover who's my people. And it can be really lonely to get to that place. And once that's been established, once we've repeatedly created those boundaries over and over again, now we're resetting our nervous system. We're learning something new. We're teaching the people around us who the new version of us is. Now I get to start from scratch. So I might only have 2 or 3 people left. I might not have anybody left, depending on how unhealthy my behaviors were in the past. And that is a really scary place to be. For me, I was able to establish a stronger foundation of faith and slowly start to learn the things that I needed to learn through my own therapy, through the few relationships that I did have left, through my relationship with my higher power. I was able to establish a new foundation and a new set of boundaries and bring that into new relationships. And then slowly I get to build a new foundation of support that allows me to continue to implement these boundaries and continue to show my nervous system something different, something new, something that creates a healthy environment for myself. And then I get to build healthy relationships. It's not an easy thing to do, but this is where it all begins.